Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video we're going to be discussing the 10 plus things I wish I knew before starting Fallout 76. These are tips and tricks that I wish I would have known sooner to help you progress faster through Fallout 76 and all of it has to show in store. There's so many different things around, but yeah. Let's get into it, guys. So my first tip for everybody is to check the event calendar on Google for Fallout 76. Now, if you just type in Fallout 76 event calendar, something will pop up, whether it's Nuka Knight's website about everything. But yeah, guys, for example, right now, it's Foshnot in Fallout 76 for me. Now, depending on when you watch this, could be very different, but just knowing what's going on or what's upcoming can help you determine what to do leading up to. Another thing, for example, is the new season is coming out next week for me. Well, now that I know that, I can gather a lot of squirrel bits to make tasty squirrel stew to help me gather a lot of XP to help me progress on the season tab in next week. So that's what I would first suggest every player doing. My next tip is that you should get your raiders and settler reputation up as fast as you can. So the best way to do that is by completing Moonshine Jamboree for raiders and eviction notice for the settlers. But there's also some dailies that you can complete to also increase this. If you come over here at the foundation and talk to Ward, you can do a daily every single day that will give you a little bit of reputation. If you go to the White Springs Resort and you cook a meal and either give it to the raiders or settlers, you can get some reputation. And finally, if you go to the Overseer's camp and talk to the robot in the basement, you can take a picture for the raiders or settlers. So, with doing all of that every single day, you can easily complete all of the reputation goals. Now, this is going to take a while, so this is why you should start it as soon as possible. Because when you're late game and you're just waiting for the rep to get the best weapons, it's going to be miserable. On to the next tip. Always go to public events when there's people there. Because some public events nobody goes to, so you'll just be wasting your time not knowing what to do, or just nobody's there to help you complete them. Public events that everybody goes to are like Moonshine Jamboree and Eviction Notice, like I said earlier, or Radiation Rumble, a couple other ones, and of course, going back to the first tip, talking about how at the top of the hour there are sometimes special events where everybody goes to. Now those events I strongly suggest going to, because a lot of the times people will pop lunch boxes. So you just have free lunch boxes all the time for more XP, and it'll help you level up faster, and you'll get some cool rare rewards for completing the event. Another tip that I always tell new players is always join a team. So if you're not sure how to join a team, you go look up, for me it's C to go to social. You have your friends, your team, and then your public team. You can either create a team or casual team, or just join any team, I'm sorry. But the reason you want to do this is because you get more XP for being on, let's say, a casual team, or there are other different types of teams that you can join. But no matter what, this will help you with some of the perk cards that you have on, or if you have mutations, this will make your mutations better. So it's always important whenever you're in the world to just be on a team. You don't have to play with these players, but you should still be on a team doing different things. Also, if you're very low on caps, you can always just fast travel to any other bases like Paradox, I can just fast travel to his base for free of charge. So now this one's kind of a two-parter. So the first one is to have a source of food. So I have the Mirelurk steamer, which you can buy in the item shop at certain times. I also have Nuka-Cola, so I can get Nuka-Cola Cranberry for more XP. I have a popcorn machine with gold bullion, company tea, and coffee. Now, the second part of this is to have good with salt on, which will mean everything spoils 90% slower. So you won't have to worry about, oh, let's say you made something, it was kind of hard to make, so you only have a certain time to use it. Well, now you can just not worry about it. And it'll last 90% longer than it would have if you didn't have that perk. So always have food buffs and have good with salt equipped always. My next tip is to always use camp buffs. So for example, the speed bag here, that gives me +2 agility every time I use it. Or the Mothman Tome, which gives me an increase in XP. I also have the Derby Machine, which gives me +2 intelligence. Or sleeping in a bed. Just really anything that can give you an increase in any stat for just interacting with it. Alright, on to the next one. I suggest using White Springs Mall as often as you can. There are some amazing things here, especially if you're a new player. It is located right here on the map. Fallout 76. Get to here. It has everything you need, so you don't even really need a camp. Plus, a lot of people put some good things in this cash register. But yeah, White Springs Resort, or White Springs Mall and Resort, very, very helpful place to have everything you need in one location, including a legendary exchange machine and a gold bullion press machine where you can get gold bullion. So yeah, take advantage of this place whenever you can. Alright, on to inventory and stash box management. You do not need a bunch of just random stuff in here. Now, you can have like some rare outfits or whatever, maybe some extra pieces in armor, maybe for unyielding to get more XP, just some cool event weapons. But you do not need to have all this heavy stuff that you never use. So I'm down to 736, and most of that is because I have a bunch of mods in here that is taking up mine. This is also going to go into my next point though. Have a mule character. This is so important. I have another character whose whole purpose is to just carry all of my extra things that I don't want to get rid of. So, you just make another character. You don't need to pay anything extra, but just make another character, drop all your stuff to a friend, he picks it up, you switch characters, he drops it for you, and you just put in that stash box. That's it. And whenever you need it, you just go on and grab it. It's pretty simple, and it just gives you 1200 plus carry weight for free. Just for doing one simple thing. And you can do that as many times as you want. One of the most important ones is to always be on pacifist mode. As you can see, if I'm not on pacifist mode, I can just be killed by any player that I attack. Now, if we're at a public event and the public event ends and I accidentally hit him, well, he can kill me and I can lose all of my scrap. So how you turn pacifist mode on is you go into your settings, you go into game, and it's right here. You just flick this on. This is super nice for not accidentally starting fights with random people who are much higher level than you. Alright, the next part is going to be in our special. So, you can actually scrap some of these to get perk coins. So if you ever open up perk packs and you just have a bunch of stuff that you don't know what to do with and you just want to get rid of them, you can always scrap them to just get perk coins, which then you can level up legendary perk cards with. Another thing, make sure to have some quality of life things depending on what your build is. For example, weapon weight if you're doing heavy guns, bandolier if you're using certain weapons, um, let's see, batteries included, which will mean the energy weapon weight is reducted. Where is it? And finally, traveling pharmacy. If you do not have Through Hiker 3-star, this is a must because those stim packs will start weighing a ton if you're not careful. So just keep this in mind. So my last tip is not to have fun, but to not die. Because if you die, you're probably not having much fun. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching my tips and tricks video. I hope everybody enjoyed. Let me know if I missed anything down in the comments. But these are just some things that I wish I knew while starting off the game. But yeah, I hope everybody is having an amazing day. If you're interested, I stream on Twitch at JackXBone. You can check out my TikTok. I have a Discord, so just let me know. Everything will be linked down in the description. But everybody, have an amazing rest of their day, and I'll see y'all next time.